Well, sweet trading cards here. Get another brown box. That means another PSA reveal. Today I have for you a 20 card TCG order. This was sent out, well, arrived at PSA on April 27th, completed on August 7th. Wasn't originally due to be done until September 16th. So this one is quite ahead of schedule. I don't think that necessarily means that they're catching up because I've got another order that's 3 weeks late now. So just for whatever reason, maybe the TCG stuff they're flying through because that's the bulk of it. I don't know. But this one completely jumped an order that was sent almost 2 months earlier than it. So just randomness of PSA on that regard. But anyways, 20 cards. If you're curious, this did come out of the Santa Monica office in California. So is where it shipped from. But 20 cards. I've seen the grades. My daughter will go through these later. She has not, but she doesn't let me record her reactions. So, but we do those together. But anyways, let's go ahead and go through these so I can get them ones that were selling listed, and then we'll repack them up so she can take a look at them. So, looks like we are not in submission order. And why do I have? That's just spacer. Okay. There should not have been, okay. So the Pokemon cards did not get the wavy thing in the back. Looks like the One Piece did, which I wish they would just not do either of those, but I've never seen them stick spacers in there like that. Different kind of slabs almost, looks like. Coloring? I don't know. That was weird. Box felt a little wide too. Even though that was just 20 cards, because that's what they're supposed to fit. Sometimes if you have 21, they'll kind of cram it in there and the box will be kind of bloated, and that's how this one kind of felt. So, but there's only 20 cards, but obviously those cardboard deals in there, which I've never seen that. I thought that was a ungraded card, and I was going to say there's none of those in here, so not sure. Anyways, rambling on about that. Let's go ahead and start taking a look at things here. So there are... Can't remember the full breakdown. There are more One Piece than Pokemon, so I am expecting pretty decent grades because One Piece grades well, but we'll go ahead and take a look. So starting off here, we have, this is the Squirtle First Partner Collection, Series 1. Unfortunately got a min-9, and man, the price on these has come way down because the amount graded has gone way up. I've seen just in the last 2 weeks, we've gone from like 300 graded to over 4,000. So that's one of the major reasons we had issues with that. So anyways, this one got a 9. Not sure. Looks like there might be slight centering. I thought it was borderline within range, but I don't see any whitening or anything other, but definitely does have a little top bottom for sure. That probably is what got me, but I thought we were good enough to sneak in there in range, or within range, but oh well. Next up here, we have, this is the Pokemon Day Pikachu. And they gave these out, or there was a little box set that you got, and this was the promo card in it. Promo cards are always kind of rough because they're usually on their own and they're pushed into those plastic things, and this one is the same basically. I mean, it has really low gem rates, so to see what they got me on there, possibly a slight centering. A little half swirl up there on the top. And then, yeah, I think it'll probably be centering more than anything. Maybe that's a little white dot right up there. So yeah, that's the other thing. Some of those get whitening issues, especially when they're in those plastic promos. So here we have a Japanese. This is the Snorlax art rare out of their version of basically 151. So it did get a 10. Japanese cards generally grade a lot better than the English versions of that. So nice looking card. I know this is a popular card. The English version is worth quite a bit more than a 10, but that's in part due to the rarity of it's less, and of course I think that's a promo in English version, so it's going to be a little bit different there too. So all right, first One Piece card. So yeah, they got that wavy. I don't know why they used that. I'm glad they didn't use it on the Pokemon. I've seen it on there and it looks horrible. It looks way worse on there because I think because the card's thinner on the Pokemon versus the One Piece, it really shows that wave off. So, but anyways, this is, let's take a look here. This is Boa Hancock. This is out of the Best Selection volume. You order these directly from from Bandai through Premium Bandai. If you have an account there, you can order these when they offer them up. And this was the volume 2. I actually got this and a handful of other cards off of Fanatics Collect, and picked it up relative. I think I paid like 20 bucks for these. There was a point where these were selling for almost 300. I think they're about high 160-ish. I probably already popped up the thing, so you know that. But nice looking card. And it got the 10. So there's a couple more of these actually coming, so we will see those when they pop. These are out of order from how I submitted them. So all right, here we go. This is one of the bigger cards of the set. This is the Nami out of Event Pack Volume 5. There's also a winner or a version of these, or a tournament version, that has another stamp here, and they're worth even quite a bit more. But even this one had been selling up for high 300s. I think now we're about mid 200s now that more of them have come out and stuff, but we did get the 10 on that. So another nice looking card. I picked that up along with the boas and the other stuff off of Fanatics Collect. They were just in those CGC authorized deals that they do, and I got quite a few of them graded and sold quite a few more off raw, and it was actually a really profitable order for me. So got some kind of debris in there on this one on the back. Don't love that, but okay, let's take a look here. So this is VV alternate art out of EBO3. That was the all ladies set, and it got the 10. Again, One Piece grades really well. Really like the heavy blue color on this. Not a huge seller as far as like price wise. A lot of the Ray base alternate arts aren't that great. Phoebe's kind of a niche character. Was only in the second season, and then a lot of there's a couple spot pieces in there and everything, but for the most part, very limited in time. So, but good card, got a 10. So there. This is also one I got off that order off of Fanatics Collect. That I'd won a bunch of auctions, and it was this is the Bandai Games Fest that they do, and this was one of the promos that they offered here. There's also another version of it that is like a winter thing, but it doesn't have the cool kind of disco ball pattern in the back, so I think I like this one better. Obviously the others are going to go for more because they're more limited, but as far as looks and stuff, this is a really cool card. If you can see the disco and the texturing that you don't get on the winter cards. So got a 10 on that, so pretty good one. All right, moving on. Here we got second of the BOA cards. I've kind of gone over most of the stuff on that, but again, we got a 10 on that. So again, I paid about 20 bucks plus grading fees, and it's about a $175, $160, $175 card right now. Some have sold over 200 recently, so but they're starting to get quite a few of those. So once you get a lot, you tend to get a lot of fluctuation and kind of waves in the pricing. So I think some of that might be manipulation, some of it might just be natural. But if you hold out, you can probably get back to where they sell for 200 and stuff, unless they really tank. But Okay, so this is redback. That means we got a leader. Should be alternate art leader. Oh, no, I know which one this is. This is the Luffy Sealed Battle Volume 2. So if you played in this sealed battle, this is the leader. The leader is kind of like your main card, and the colors here base what your thing off is. And because it was sealed, so you're just kind of opening product or whatever, it was, this one could be used as any color. So as you can see, this can be used in designated events according to the rules. Leaders treated a card with all card names, types, and attributes according to the rules. So it's kind of a universal card. But because it's Luffy, it actually grades out and sells pretty well. I think most of these sell for over 100. I think we're at one point going for almost 2. So nice little card there. That's also included in the stuff I got off Fanatics Collect. A lot of this order is, so especially the One Piece stuff. Here we go. Okay, that wasn't in there. So got another one here, One Piece, and this is okay. So this one, give me a sec here. I want to do these all together. Okay, they're all together. Okay, so these are out of the tin set, tin set volume 2. So you would buy a little tin, you would get one of these cards in there, and then 2 packs, I believe. Yeah, 2 packs. And so these cards, they don't go for a ton individually. Like the Luffy goes for about 90, and then these are for about 50, so it's about 190 total. But the nice thing is these are sequentially numbered. So if you're not familiar with TCG stuff, if you get like a set of things that they all have the same number in a row and they're all like Gem 10s, you kind of can get a premium off of it. So the 3 set and sequential numbered, like I said, it's about 190 individually. The set of all 3 has been going for about 260 to 290. So pretty decent bump in profit there. So and I got all 310, so that worked out. These all have over 90% gem rate, so it's kind of well, but you got to simulate it all together and have all 3 hit the 10. So that's kind of where we get the extra premium, and people pay for it. So I find that kind of weird. But one thing I've noticed with TCG is people tend to try to find ways to differentiate their card, because there are so many. There's no numbered cards. There's, you know, sports cards, it does it for you. This is the numbered out of 25. TCG doesn't, so they find other ways like sequential numbering. Obviously the 10s, the black labels. That's why black labels are so big in Beckett, all that stuff. So, but got all 3 of those there, and that's pretty cool. Pretty nice bump there, getting all 3 of those. Next up, One Piece. This is VV again. This was the EBO3 campaign dash pack. So if you bought them, you got a little, I think I might see why it got the 9 too. I don't remember seeing that when I bought it. These were like, I think they were single cards in the packs. Like if you bought a box from the Bandai store, you could get the dash pack. I don't have a Bandai store in my area, so these were part of the ones I got off Fanatics Collect, I believe, or maybe I might have bought these separate, but yeah, I think I bought these separate. But unfortunately, because they're individually wrapped or single, they kind of have a little bit more. These will have like a 70% gem rate instead of the 90, the 80 or 90 that you see on most One Piece. And if you see right there on the edge, you can see a little lipping on there where it's kind of bent up, and I'm pretty sure that's what got me the 9. I don't get too many 9s on One Piece, so probably something I missed. I don't think it's something that happened afterwards, but very well could be, but that's the way it goes. And that card looked pretty good, so I bet you that's it, and that's probably what you would see with those on the being individually wrapped and in a pack. There's more chance of that edge wear happening. So unfortunately, 9 there. And then same card here, same issue. Let me see. I don't see the same lipping there. So let's look elsewhere, see if we see it in a different spot. I'm not seeing anything specifically. No, maybe not as much. but that would be another 9 on that. So that's a little rough. You don't generally get too many 9s on one piece, and even at 70% gem rate, I would have expected maybe one of those. That second one seems a lot better, but I can definitely see the issue on that first one. So if I were to crack out one of the two, I'd probably do the second one and maybe send it to CDC or something. So I'll think about that, but we'll find out here. Okay, so should be running close to out of the one piece here, I think, and back to Pokemon. But this one here this is another BB. This is out of one of the main sets. This is out of OP14, which also had the English version of EB04 in it. I think it's technically an EB04 card. Alternate art of VB also. Definitely had a high VB theme in this. She hadn't had a lot of cards out, and then did. And then she also came out in the live action deal, so I kind of expected maybe a bump there. Didn't see as much as I thought, but it is a 10. Still a pretty decent value card. It's over 100, so nice hit there to get that. All right, I think we're back to Pokemon here now. Yeah, so that was I think that was the colored, I don't know if you could make that out before, but probably some of these are the more rubbery deals and some are the more hard plastic. But anyways, here going back to Sword and Shield era, so 2022, this is Trainer Gallery for the Galarian Articuno, and this one did get a 9. This was bought off TCG Player, I believe, which means I didn't get to see the card before, but when I looked at it, I thought it was pretty clean. There's no whitening. Centering should be within range, so not sure exactly what they're seeing on this one, but maybe centering. I bet centering probably got me a little bit there, left, right. But sometimes what I think is within that range maybe isn't quite when measured out. So next one. So this is the Zapdos version of that card, Trainer Gallery for the Galarian Zapdos V. I think they're all out of Astro Radiant, should be. This one did get the 10, so nice. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I got all these off TCG Player, so sight unseen, and they did turn out looking pretty good. Got the 10 on that one, got the 9 on that one. And then here is the third of the 3 birds, and this is Moltres, Galarian Moltres. This one also got the 10. So 2 out of 3, that's not bad, as Meatloaf would say. If you don't get that joke, you're not old enough, I guess. All right, so this one looks pretty good, and we're pretty clean. And like I said, for picking 3 cards out of TCG Player that all looked good enough to grade, and then I actually gemmed 2 out of the 3, completely happy with that. So this, I think, is the best of the 3. This one might be close. The Zapdos is the lowest cost, but it's still pretty decent value. I think it's selling for about 100 right now, and this one's like 130, 140. So pretty decent for relatively cheap pickups, as you probably see in what I flashed up there. Oh, I do have one more One Piece. Oh, it's probably the last boa, because I had 3 of those. Okay, so this is the second to last card here. It's my last Pokemon, and it is the Bulbasaur. So we already saw the Squirtle. The Charizard I knew was bad when I opened this. We got this out of a pack, and the Charizard was it was off-cut enough that I just sold it raw. I think right after it opened, and if I'd held on to it a little bit, it actually went up. Usually you want to sell things right away, but the full-on frenzy for these hadn't quite picked up when I sold it. But I still got more than, because we got these raw, and you can buy, when you found them for retail, they were like 15 bucks. You know, there was 2 packs, and then your 3 card thing in there, and it was relatively cheap, and I sold the Charizard for like 50, so I mean, it was all good. But anyways, this is a nice one in a 10. I wish it was still going for the 3,400 that it was about 4 weeks ago, but we're down to about 150, I think. I probably just flashed that up, so you know what I have it at, but still a pretty good hit, especially for, like I said, I'm already in the plus by selling that Charizard off. And I think we got a decent IR hit out of the 2 packs too, if I remember. So that was a pretty good box for us. And then the last one here, this is the third one of those boas. Also got a 10. kind of have gone over this card already and what it involves, what it was and everything. So but yeah, another 10. So so out of the 20 we got 5 9s, 15 10s. I did not take any PSA offers. The PSA offers were horrendous. The One Piece stuff was like 40%, and the Pokemon stuff was not a whole lot better, probably like 65-70%. And they weren't even offering on some of the cards. They didn't offer on the first partners, probably because there's so many coming in and that's been so volatile. I can understand that. But really good order here for us, as I'm probably flashing up the totals here while I'm talking. Got, you know, it's always good when you see a stack like this versus this one. So much better when my last one, when all the One Piece got 10s and all the Pokemon got 9s, and I felt like somebody just needed to get through cards as fast as they could to meet their quota for the day, and they didn't really even look at them. That's kind of how I felt on the last order. This one I felt like it's pretty consistent with what I expected. So like I said, it's always weird to see One Piece cards come back as 9s, so that's odd. This Pokemon had this Pikachu had a really low gem rate, so that's rough. These first partners have pretty good gem rates, and the Articuno, but you know, I got gems on the other ones, so it's roughly what I expected there. So anyways, that's what we got for this one. I'm gonna get these listed on eBay, most of them. If you're interested, you can check my eBay link that's down in the bottom. If you have any questions, definitely let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know which card was your favorite, or if anything like that. If you like the content that we do here, please give us a subscribe and a like. That helps me know that it is being liked and get it out there, and also helps you get the content delivered to you better, especially if you hit that notification. You'll get a little notification up in your YouTube that'll let you know when I post stuff. So I don't post a lot, but I am trying to do some more. I'm gonna do a weekly series on what sells on eBay, so if you're interested in that, I've got my first one of those up, and we'll be doing that every those videos should come out on Sundays. And I'm looking at doing some more content in between PSA orders and stuff. I'd like to move the channel forward a little bit, especially with some of the monetization changes. If I ever want to make money doing these videos, I probably ought to get in gear now to try to meet those thresholds before they increase. So they just announced that today. Anyways, if you're not interested in that, sorry. But again, I appreciate your watching, and let me know what you think down in the comments. All right, thanks for watching Sweet Trading Cards. Bye.